Folks, good evening. If you're thinking, I'm sure I recognise those two off the telly, you're perfectly right. This is Mahmood and my good friend and business partner Joe, and we're back tonight with a new incarnation of the next big win, and we've had an absence for a few months, deliberate choice, regrouping, reconsidering, and we're going to have a nice little chat with you tonight. And yeah, I'm feeling it's good to be back. Joe, what about yourself?
It's really good to be back, and it's been a while since we've been together live like this, but it actually feels like about 5 minutes. So no, it's really good to be back. I'm very excited about your next big win, and I think that's really, really good stuff. So excited about that. But yeah, we're back on telly again, if you like. And I have been on telly actually, Mahmood. I don't know if
Oh,
you
have
knew
you?
that.
What was this? Do tell more. Tell more.
It was on Blockbusters in the 1980s. There we go.
And how far did you get? How many of those? Is it diamondy things you've got to complete?
It's hexagons, but let's not talk about that. I did all right. I came away with 35 quid in a sweatshirt. So
That's not bad, actually.
yeah, but no gold runs. But there we are.
No, folks, please don't be disappointed by the fact that Joe didn't get a gold run done with Bob Holness and all the rest of it. We can talk about that off air. But no, it's really brilliant. Now, when me and Joe were thinking about what are we going to talk about tonight, we practiced what we've been preaching, by the way, over the last few months here. So we're going to introduce and just talk about the next big win, how it's going to help you in your business move forward. We're going to show you where we are, what we've managed to build. It's not perfect, but perfection is not actually the name of the game. It's about having an idea, having a vision, translating it, rolling your sleeves up, getting on with it. And besides that, for those folks who haven't met us, I'm going to defer to my friend Joe, first of all. And Joe, for those people who haven't met you, that's just embarrassing if they haven't. Tell all the folks something about you and why you are a part of a dynamic duo.
Yeah, so my area of expertise and real passion is all around innovation and strategic growth, and getting the best out of the business by thinking differently and differentiating, having something really different from any value proposition to offer, and really going for things that you want to do and being ambitious. So we've worked together for a while, haven't we, in various guises, and I think we're a really great team because our skills are very complementary. So there's some areas where we overlap and connect, and then there's some areas around the edges that are really nice complementary skills to have, I think. So I think, for any business that really wants to achieve the next big thing, the thing they really want to go after, some ambitious goal that they're aiming for, between us with our skills, I think it's quite a dynamic partnership that we've got, and it's not a partnership actually. We've got a proper company, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been grown-ups here, folks. So I think that's a great sort of background there. So for myself, those of you who haven't met me, don't know who I am, there's a bit of a clue in the sweatshirt here, if I can actually point in the right direction. So my primary, let's call it a superpower for now. It's an evening, it's a relaxed time. We don't have to be officious about this here. The world of numbers, the world of finance, business finance coaching, business planning, tax, all those wonderful, exciting things that I think are generally exciting. I must know for business there as well. I know a tiny bit about Joe's arena, her area. I'm familiar with those concepts and all the rest of it, but I wouldn't call myself an expert. And I think it's, if you can imagine folks like a Venn diagram, flashback to school, you've got those areas of expertise outside, then you've got that intersection here. And just like anything in business, collaboration is really, if it's the right collaboration, is a key that unlocks great opportunities and things here. And we like the phrase next big win because that's what it's all about. It's a evolution from Business Growth Club. It's got elements of the Business Growth Club here, but we think this is a more impactful proposition for you here as well. And we're not just going to be talking to you, by the way. We've got some good things lined up. So we're going to have the usual chit chat between ourselves, explore a theme. I'm going to go over to Joe. Let's see if this works fluently.
Yeah.
What else have we got in the mix, Joe?
So we've got, firstly, we've got a great quiz that you can go online and take. So we have the Next Big Win, our Next Big Win website, which you can see the details down there on the bottom. So go and check that out. We're working on the basis of a minimum viable product. So those of you who know about innovation and have heard me talk about this before, it's really important to get things out there. It's progress over perfection, as Mahmood says. So we've got a great website, and you can go on there and you can have a go at our quiz in terms of what sort of entrepreneurial mindset do you have, and how is that influencing your business, with a few tips thrown in for you as a result of that quiz. So that's a really nice thing to go and do. And really, we're here sharing insights, tips, straightforward, pragmatic advice. We're here to help you stop procrastinating. If there's something that you really want to achieve, but the day job's getting in the way, or you're not sure how to go about it, then we're here to help you with that. And that's what we'll be covering in the show and in the materials and resources that we'll be providing for you. So do let us know what's your next big win that you've got planned for this year. How's it going, and how can we help you with it? So let us know in the comments if you're watching on replay or if you're watching live, and we'll take that and we'll run with it, won't we? And we'll help you
100%.
out.
And just a couple of things I'll just pick up from what Joe was saying. Obviously, folks, if you're not joining us live for whatever reason, work commitments, you've got tea to make, it's a different time zone that you're watching this from. And we deliberately, by the way, are having it at this time, so our friends and colleagues from across the water in the US of A can join us, and other places around the world. Put a comment in there, so we know you're making a comment, what your thoughts are. Joe mentioned quiz and website, by the way. I'm going to, through the power of sharing, going to show you what that looks like. I think the quiz is fantastic, by the way, so have a look at it. We've worked hard on that, and it's a good diagnostic, if I can pronounce it, a good insight there as well. So I think it's really useful to have a look at that as well. And in fact, what do you think, Joe? Shall we bring on the website, let people have a look?
Yeah, let's do a big.
Let's be crazy.
Yeah, we need a drum roll, really, don't we?
Yeah, drum roll. Now we're going to bring our music back next week, by the way. So when we've done a sort of bit of artwork on the front, and what we will both say, by the way, because we like to be straightforward, honest, no BS, nor else I can't swear, obviously, because it's a family show, is this is not over-engineered. So if you're a website designer sitting and watching this thinking, oh my gosh, that could be better, that font could be tighter, I don't like, and if you're a copy editor thinking that, perfectly correct, okay? But the main thing is you either procrastinate, and that's a theme we're going to explore, and I was talking about that today about somebody else, is just get it done. As long as it's got a minimum viable satisfaction product level, get it out there, fix it, improve it, get feedback from your audience and customers. Without further ado, let's bring it on. And what I'm going to do, if I can figure out how to use these commands, let's come out here. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So what we have got, and Joe, would you like to be a tour guide of the website?
Yeah, so it's just really an introduction to what Next Big Win's all about, and it's getting the confidence and know-how to scale and grow your business, and we're here to help you achieve that success. The Next Big Win Accelerator, that's the quiz, so you just click on there and go straight through to the quiz, and it literally takes a few seconds to do, a minute or so to do the quiz. We've got loads of practical tools that we'll be sharing with you. To your next big win could be anything, could be new products or services, new markets or clients. There might be a big pivot that you want to make, but it's no BS solutions essentially to help make your next big win happen. And it's fun, pragmatic, JDI sort of stuff. And we're here for any business that wants to scale. That includes commercial business, social enterprises, creative arts organizations, and we're here and we're committed to helping you and go the extra mile to help you succeed. So I can see you've got the same sweatshirt on in your photos you've got.
I'll have to do that matching here. I mean, who are those handsome devils there that we can see from this?
You're very well coordinated. I probably need to do more of that coordination business. So yeah, so that's what we've got. And that's who we are. If you want to learn a bit more about us, obviously both of us are on LinkedIn, and you can find us on the usual socials. So it's really exciting.
It is indeed. And folks, listen, if you just tuned in, by the way, we're not going to be just talking about ourselves every year. This is just our first show. We've not been on air for probably a good 6-7 months here. We're just excited to tell you what we've been up to. We're just telling you what's going to go on there. And over the next few weeks, few months, we're going to be sharing insights that are relevant and practical and applicable based on our own experiences. Combined, I think you're probably talking about 40 plus years worth of in terms of working for ourselves. And if you add in terms of where we've worked for other people, worked in other sectors, you've probably got too many years to actually count there, which is a pretty good going here.
Pretty historic, I think.
Yeah, I mean, look, listen, you're just a young thing, Joe. So as far as that's concerned, both relative experts in there, and we're not saying that through arrogance, by the way. But I think it's sometimes in business, a lot of business owners are quite shy. We're not talking about being arrogant here, but effectively conversation. But obviously, the show wouldn't be anything unless we had your participation as well. So we welcome comments, bring your questions to it. We will be adding more things like social media features here. You can connect with us. There is a company page or some description. We'd love it if you follow. But this is the start of the formal journey. A lot of background and stuff that's been going on. And Joe was quite correct. What we've done as a collaboration, we've worked together for about 3 years now, Joe. I'm sure
Yeah,
about 3 years.
it was right from the very beginning of the first lockdown, wasn't it?
Correct. I think 17th of March 2020 is etched in my memory around about
Yeah,
that time. So we come up to 3 years.
2020, yeah.
And so, so on that basis, we've got a company we formed together, and we didn't just jump straight into it, by the way. We, found out what each other brings to the party, did our own due diligence and all the rest of it. We've even got joint bank accounts. Everything here is literally a straight equal partnership here, and we're pretty excited on that. And I think we're going to have a drum roll here. We're going to have first guest, first comment of the evening. Let's introduce Richard. So Richard, hello to you. I hope you're well. So Richard Walker, I remember him from our last incarnation. We did the Business Growth Club.
Hello, Richard. How are you? How's it going? How are things? It's so good to hear from you again. Yeah, we've had a pause from Business Growth Club because we wanted to pivot and create our own next big win, which is the next big win. So we're back and and practicing what we preach as well a little bit, I think.
100%. So Joe, what are you looking forward to most? For say in the next 6 months to a year.
I'm looking forward to us working with people who really want to do some great stuff in their businesses, in their organisations, and looking at how we can help them. So we're going to be showing up here regularly online live, sharing material, resources, tips, information, advice, all here, all for free, that is designed to help businesses scale, social enterprises grow, creative arts organisations succeed. So whatever, if you're one of a commercial organisation, a social enterprise, or a creative arts organisation, we're here to help you. And so I'm looking forward to that, and of course I'm looking forward to working with you in the process. I think we really enjoy working together, don't we? Well, I'm saying that, I can't speak for you, obviously, but I really enjoy working with you, Mahmood.
No, likewise. Joe, the thing is, actually, I just had my 28th business birthday, literally a couple of weeks ago. There's one thing that definitely, the longer you're in business, the longer you make things work, is you get to a situation you don't do things you don't want to do. So you get more confident, you get more comfortable turning things down. Financially they might be positive. So, which is a long way around of saying if I didn't get some enjoyment and something positive out of working with you, I wouldn't be working with you. And I'm sure it goes exactly the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. Likewise, we had a conversation, didn't we, quite recently? Because although you've not seen us for a while, because we haven't been going live, we've been talking regularly every week, usually without fail, unless somebody's on holiday or something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's true.
We speak every single. We find time in our week to catch up, move things forward, see how each other's doing, and make sure that we're moving towards the next goal. We really commit to that and have been very good at that all the way through the last 3 years, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's that consistency, isn't it? It's that consistency doing things regularly and then building up that habit and that attitude and that sort of behaviour is really good.
Yeah, and we don't live around the corner from each other either. To drive, we're about 3.5 hours apart. So I think we've only met in person once in the last 3 years.
That's true, actually, yeah. And I think we keep threatening to do that. But I think what it means, folks, is that look, you can work, you can develop a business. So human interaction, physical, seeing somebody is actually a great thing. But you can still achieve good things even if you're not physically in the same room.
Yeah. So we will get together very soon, and I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, we've really. We take our own advice in that we've stopped, we've paused, we've got a pivot, and there's a really clear vision for what we want to help you with in terms of our value proposition, and and minimum viable products, and it will keep growing and keep developing and keep shaping. And Richard says he's doing really well. So that's brilliant. Thank you, Richard. I'll just see if I can get your. I don't know if Mahmood, you might be better to do.
I'll do this.
I can't click. My clicker's not working onto the screen.
Those clickers get in the way sometimes, don't they?
Yeah. So brilliant. Really good. So good to hear from you. And let us know what we can help you with.
So Richard, here's the thing. Well, me and Joe just exchange words and have a chat. Have a think. Okay, let us know what is it, if you can condense it. What's your next big win? What are you looking at to do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what's I know you had a number of things that you were working on previously when we were live. So how's that gone, and where next? I think for you.
I know you've been a bit poorly, Richard. So obviously in the context of that, or not as the case is, just let us know what your thinking is. So Joe, in terms of, I suppose, it's a question, isn't it, that I think all business owners have to address. What are you doing? Is that we're not necessarily for everybody. Not because we don't want to engage with everybody. So who would you say would be an ideal person who's going to get the most out of this experience of ours on the next big win?
I think the ideal person is not a particular organization type or size or anything like that. It's really a mindset thing that there's somewhere you've got a vision for something you want to achieve. It can be a fuzzy vision. It doesn't have to be crystal clear, but a fuzzy vision for what you want to achieve. You know that there's opportunity there and you want to go after it, but you're not quite sure how, or maybe you think you know how and you want a bit of support with making sure that's the right way forward. You want to create a plan. You want to either stop procrastinating or get around a busy day job, and a busy business. And your business is moving along and doing good stuff, but you just want to take it to that next level, and you want to do the work to get there. You want to do the smart work, but you're happy to put in the work and listen to different perspectives. So,
I think you've got some great attributes there. I mean, I think you're spot on. I mean, I would. I think so. In other words, it could be an individual project you've got going on. You could be in a social enterprise space. You could be private sector. You could be a new startup. You could be a developed business. But the key ingredients here, folks, is a combination of some fuzzy vision, as Joe called it. I like that. Some determination. So you've got to have application. So if you're somebody who doesn't necessarily want to apply themselves, have that bit of grit and all the rest of it, you're not really going to get a great deal out. Not just us, but business per se. You've got to be able to, I think, have a risk appetite that's suitable. So if you think it's going to be passive and it's going to happen overnight, then perhaps you need to rethink how your attitude on that one as well.
Yeah, definitely. And it is about taking risk, but it's about taking controlled, calculated, affordable risk, and we'll be we'll help you through that and think through some of the key decisions that you need to make as sounding boards as well. So Richard said, thank you for the comments, Richard. New spokes to the business offering in-house welder training. That's fantastic. And you said it's something that's missing around your area of business. That's wonderful.
That's good. Actually, you got that idea there, Richard, that you want to develop. You've got the idea that there's some degree of need and all the rest of it. So listen, over the next few weeks, as we talk about the next big win even more, there'll be elements here that you can take and actually apply to that own vision that you've got as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I do recommend, have a look at the quiz, let us know what you think. And also we're open to hearing about how we can improve things, because it's about continuous improvement, right? We're of the mindset of lean innovation. So start well, but then keep going, that continuous improvement and learning. So the things we do, we're really keen to hear from you, Richard, and from everybody watching in terms of what's working and what you'd like more of.
So folks, listen, what we're going to do. So today was about an introduction, telling you that those people you thought were no longer on the TV, we're here. We're back. We're back with the next big win, or your next big win, if I'm going to give it its full title correctly. So we're going to be back next week. We're going to be back every Thursday, 6:30. for your entertainment and your enjoyment and your education, your information, and all the rest of it. If you've got questions, then so bring those with you. Watch out for the post here as we publish what we're going to be talking about next week. So we'll give you advance notice. So put it in your diaries, 6:30 every Thursday with Dr. Joe and Mahmood on your next big win. So I'll just say have a great week, and we'll see you guys next week. Joe, is there anything you want to add?
No, just have a good one as well. Thank you for joining us, and we'll share our journey with you and the things we learn along the way. So come and join us on that journey. Thank you so much.
Richard, thank you for that. We look forward to speaking to you guys next week. So take care, everybody. So it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from her.